So what's been going on with you, man? Everything good?
It's been busy, dude. It's been busy.
Oh shit, I feel you. I feel you on that, man.
I gotta go back to work after this shit.
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, now you busy.
Yeah.
Damn. All right, well, fuck it. Let's get started. All right, guys, we back. Season 2 of Just My Thoughts podcast. Got a new intro by C. Steezy. We back.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, man. All right, guys. So, yeah, today we're going to be talking about with the recent Rkelly verdict and all that. So, we talking about, can you separate the music from the artist's personal life?
Damn, you should play guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, right? So, co-host, can you do that?
I mean, I've done it before, so I gotta say, yeah. I've done it before.
All right.
So, I think it just depends on exactly the extent of the...
Accusation.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
there's levels to it. Some things you can kind of like, okay,
Yeah, he just shot a nigga, killed him.
I don't condone that, but
Right.
that last single was fire, so keep it moving.
All right. With me, I would say, I guess the same thing.
Yeah.
Like the whole Tory Lanez incident. He shot Megan a dude in the foot. Like everybody stopped listening to his music. Like I didn't. I thought Tory make pretty decent music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't stop.
Right.
With Rkelly is different, man, because when we was in high school, like the "Feeling on Your Booty" song and all that shit, like I haven't listened to Rkelly in years. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't listened to his music anyway. So
Yeah.
But I guess there's a lot of situations, man. Like you got the baby that actually killed the nigga, and the dude's family came out and was like, "It's not what you guys think." Like he set this up just to kill him, for that sacrificial shit,
Yeah.
And, I don't know, man, but I just think, I forgot what podcast I was listening to. I think it was the Rory and Maul joint, and they said it just depends on you. No, that was our podcast with my cousin. He said it just depends on your moral compass.
Yeah.
Like how serious you take the allegations,
Right.
and whether you're going to listen to it or not.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, R. Kelly messing with little kids. Allegedly, I guess. And that's where it gets to your moral compass. Is what he's accused of is worse than murder? I mean, we can sit here and be like, yeah, that's way worse or whatever, but bad is bad. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. And like we both said, it just depends. Because there's a lot of people out here right now, like outside the courtroom when they had his verdict, it was a lot of fans out there.
Right.
Saying we still support you and shit.
Yeah.
100% women, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I kind of haven't listened to R. Kelly in a while. Like he kind of fell off for me.
Right.
And all this more, current music is really, I don't know. It's not the same. It's kind of been chasing a sound that, you're just trying to kind of be trendy.
Yeah.
So I haven't really fucked with anything. I don't know. Black panties or some shit he had. I can't remember.
Nigga, I'm gonna tell you this. Now I was on that "Feeling on Your Booty" song hard as fuck back in the day, right?
Yeah.
But I haven't listened to R. Kelly in years. I think the last time I listened to R. Kelly was, I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was you or somebody. When he was overseas singing to the African women, telling them to come back home. That was the last time I heard anything about him other than the allegations.
Yeah.
So I haven't listened to any of his music in years. But yeah, that's funny how it works. So I took some notes, right? You got the baby murder. Michael Jackson and his allegations. Young Buck being gay. Frank Ocean being gay. Chi Ali murder. And most of these other rappers, man, it's selling drugs and murder.
Right.
So is any rapper or R&B singer or anything, like almost every artist have allegations against them.
I mean, if you like rap and you like music and you're like an artist because of the content and their content is violence and they are accused of the things that they rap about, how could you be like, oh my God, you really do that? I don't want to listen to you now.
No, I feel you 100% on that. But it just like, that's the way it is.
But if it was like Usher and he out here murdering niggas, it's like, whoa, nigga, you killing niggas? Hold on.
Wow, then his streams will go up.
I don't know. I might not fuck with Usher.
I'm just saying, man.
Murder now?
You and I talked about this shit, man. It's like you and I talked about this shit. It's like Rkelly is accused of some wild shit. And I don't know how old that girl was in that video, but she looked kind of young. And there are women riding hard for that nigga.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, we talked about this. Is there any such thing as negative publicity? Because I mean, like the whole Meg the Dude versus Tory Lanez shit, right? Like I keep on bringing that shit up because it's wild to me. Like everybody was talking about that nigga.
Right.
Like everybody, like Bun B, Rick Ross, Jay-Z. Everybody was talking about it. The Joe Budden podcast, Rory and Maul. And
she was
like it was looking bad for him for a little while.
Yeah, it was.
And then all of a sudden,
it's real quiet.
Meg started looking kind of crazy with her. I think it changed, in my opinion. I think it changed a little bit when her friend came out and was like, Tory didn't shoot her.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think it changed a little bit, but it's still niggas riding hard for Megan. But at the same time, Megan's looking kind of crazy out in these streets with her antics. So, I mean, and people nowadays have short-term memories. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, yeah, fuck that nigga, he shot the bitch. Like,
Yeah.
6 months later, oh, yo, that music he put out is hard. And that's what we was talking about last podcast, man. It's like, if your music is time and you make really good music,
right,
people forget about everything.
It's true. I mean, it applies to a lot of different fields, like acting and Martha Stewart and Paula Deen. She was racist as fuck.
Yeah, nigger. Yeah.
Now she's back out here cooking again. No one really gives a fuck. So, and Dog the Bounty Hunter, he was racist as fuck. His shit was canceled, and he's back. It just, after a little bit of time, people just like kind of let it go, and then they test the waters and see if people are gonna accept you. I think. What's his name? Louis. He's back out here. Louis C.K.
Well, yeah, he was jacking off on bitches and shit.
Yeah. So after a little while, people just kind of let it go. They temporarily cancel it. It depends, again, on the level of what you've done. Like R. Kelly, he's going to go to prison probably for the rest of his life. So it's going to be hard to like just kind of forget that nigga did all that shit when he's still in prison.
But you know the crazy thing about that R. Kelly shit is, though, his net worth is negative $2 million.
Yeah.
So I would say, niggas that got money usually beat cases like that. But
his money's fucked up. I don't know what
negative
he did.
$2 million. I didn't even think that was possible.
He's broke and owing money. I don't know how. The fuck what you been doing? He's just been paying off bitches all this time, and that's where his money's been going, like keeping niggas quiet. But his deal seems like it's kind of fucked up. I mean, he's been doing this shit since like 91. Just like what, 30 years?
All right, so okay, you separate murder, all this other shit. So in regards to like Young Buck and Frank Ocean,
okay,
their sexuality is playing a part in this shit. So when Frank Ocean first, put his shit out there, that letter that he put on Reddit, like a lot of people was like, and it was kind of famous people. It happened so long I can't remember who it was, but a lot of people was like, yo, I can't be seen with that nigga no more. K Tronada, he's gay. Young Buck and his shit. Like, personally, I think Frank Ocean is great.
Okay.
And I don't really give a fuck if he's gay or not. I listen to it.
I feel you. And I think it also plays a point if you own your truth. If you are, if that's what you are and you embrace it,
Right.
then people will be more inclined to be riding with you. But if you are exposed and you still try to deny it, like Buck, acting like he's not doing what he's doing, and everyone knows that's the case, then it's kind of hard to.
But has it really hurt Buck though? You think?
He was kind of not relevant before that shit came out, and
Right.
What's he been doing?
I mean, he's putting out songs and albums, and I was on his. I follow him on Instagram, and he was, still going at 50 and talking a lot of shit. And he has like, I don't remember the names, but I know it's famous people, like rappers, recent rappers that are like, "Yo, I'll ride with you, my nigga," like blah blah blah. And I'm just like, wow, okay, well, he still has support, like by famous rappers that he's cool with now. And I mean, that's crazy because, rap is the most homophobic genre in the world as far as that is concerned.
Yeah, but it seems to be opening up a little bit these days. I mean,
Yeah.
What you got? Tyler, the Creator, Lil Nas.
I mean, with
Young-
Tyler, though,
Young
man,
Thug.
it seemed like it's just a gimmick with that nigga, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But I mean, the fact that you can even play around with that shit in this era,
True.
kind of says a lot.
true,
'Cause you couldn't
true.
even pretend to be anything like that. You had to
Right.
be hard.
Right,
But now you can just use it as a marketing tool.
right.
So it's a different world, man. As when it comes to Buck being relevant, he's not relevant. Like I can't think of a.
So he's not relevant enough for it to hurt him or help him,
Yeah,
pretty much.
It
Okay.
puts him in the news,
That-
but no one's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna buy his album." They weren't gonna buy his album before. He's just not relevant.
True shit.
It's just information. Like, okay, now we know more about you. It makes me look at him less than I did before, though, because he's not really acknowledging and being real.
Yeah, there's videotapes of that nigga, like, doing what he did with the man, woman,
So
whatever.
I don't know, man.
Shit is just crazy, and I guess, like you said, the game is changing.
Yeah,
I don't even know how to say this, man, but I mean, I feel like a lot of people like contradict themselves, like when it comes to this. It's like this is more is worse than what this other person did, but I mean, people are so the black community. We gotta uplift. We gotta uplift. We gotta uplift. Right? But I mean, how can I say this? It's kind of funny watching like Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher, and Westside Gunn talking on black excellence as far as like protesters when the police is killing people. When all them niggas' music is about selling drugs and killing people. You understand what I'm saying? It's just weird. And I guess what they use if they get locked up is it's just art.
yeah,
I don't really do these things, right?
right.
But then that can lose fans for you as well, right? If people support you because they think that your music is authentic, then you might lose some fans. And to get back to the Rkelly thing, don't you think that it was a rumor that circulated for a long time that's still relevant in his case now in regards to Aaliyah?
What's the rumor?
You know, he married her when she was 15 years old. I mean,
mean,
that
that's
was
true.
Okay. That was going on
Yeah,
when his music was still hot and nobody gave a fuck. Now, all of a sudden, I can't believe he did that. I'm going to stop listening to his music. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't understand that. They must not have. I don't know, man, because everyone knew that.
That's what I'm saying. But it's like, okay, Aaliyah was 15. He married her.
But it's different than like him imprisoning females and having them come out just randomly to do whatever.
But that's not the thing. That's not why people is mad at R. Kelly. They're mad at R. Kelly because they're saying he's a pedophile. He was fucking with young chicks. But I'm
Yeah,
like,
he was like holding them hostage and shit. It
Yeah,
was more
but-
than just him having sex
No,
with young
no.
girls. He was holding them hostage.
I mean, I get that.
trafficking.
But nigga, if you're on social media, right, and all like Hollywood Unlocked, not Media Takeout, but Shade Room, they're all talking about he's a pedophile, he's a pedophile, he's a pedophile. Nigga, he was a pedophile when y'all was listening to his shit.
Yeah.
So why is it nobody's really talking about him like locking bitches up and shit? They're talking about him messing with like little girls, and now the little boy thing is coming out. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah.
But
Probably
it's fucking crazy to me. Like, nigga, he married Aaliyah. Aaliyah came in the game when she was kind of weird. My daughter's name is Aaliyah, but it's kind of weird. Like when she came in the game, she was like young as shit. And fuck all that. What about the parents? Like, are the parents going to be held accountable to this? Because it's like parents are coming forth now, right? Because he ran out of money, he couldn't pay him off anymore. So now it's like he did this to my daughter. But like, okay, but you played a hand in that as well by handing your daughter over to this psychopath or whatever you want to call him, right?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
They should be held accountable for exposing their kid into harm. They were just looking at the benefits, not the consequences of what they're doing. Like there's like, oh, R. Kelly, he's a celebrity. He can maybe he can give my daughter a career and pay it, give us some money, change our lives, but not like probably being ignorant or trying to turn a blind eye to the consequences of doing that shit. Like maybe he's gonna do something to my girl. Maybe they're just trying to be like in denial. Like he wouldn't do that to my daughter. She'll tell me. I just want her to have the best opportunities in life, and this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to be with a R&B king who can like change her life.
So you put him in like R. Kelly singing boot camp at his house? Like that shit is crazy, man.
I don't know.
Like the world is just crazy. But I mean, I think like you said, like I said, it's selective outrage. You know, like you look at people and Pied Piper. And he been talking about this shit for years, and people just whatever, nigga. Like I'm still gonna listen to your music. And even after the some chicks come in the surviving R. Kelly joint, and I'm gonna put race in it for a second. Who is it? It was a Wilt Chamberlain.
Okay.
Some chick came out, white chick. He's been dead for a while, right? I think 20 some odd years. I think from what I heard, he abused me. He was a sexual sadist and all that, right? So I think I read there's gonna be some documentary about that. So far, she's the only one that came out, right? Then you got surviving R. Kelly. Then they did some shit on Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the Harvey Weinsteins of the world has. Where was his joint? I think even Oprah was going to do one on Russell Simmons. You know, it's like wrong is wrong no matter what color you are. But it just seemed like when you brown, they just take this shit to the next level.
Yeah, I mean Elvis, he married an underage girl. They don't really have no problem with him being the king of rock and roll.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's crazy. If he would probably be able to be, it would probably be overlooked easier if he was not going to be convicted for the rest of his life. Like Bill Cosby, he's out now, so people are gonna be like, oh, he's good, even though he was accused of doing all that shit. He's out here, free.
Yeah.
So it makes a big difference when you free.
And why? So they released Bill on the technicality.
Yeah. He did it, but they
released him by the law, yeah. So I wonder if these prosecutors are playing it extra safe when it comes to R. Kelly, so he can't get released on no shit like that.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't have the same scenario that Bill had with making a verbal agreement about testifying and not being usable in court or whatever had happened. But and R. Kelly got a lot more relevant victims and current victims than Cosby. I think he had just one that was like within the statute of limitations, but R. Kelly got like a whole 12 females that are within the timeline.
And now, 12 females, but now they're saying little boys too.
Yeah. It's different, man.
Shit is wild, but I do think so. Like I said, selective outrage in the media puts out.
It's hard to listen to R. Kelly knowing in your mind that he might be singing to like a 12-year-old
exactly
boy or girl.
But like we